Imagine building a multi-billion-naira empire with the people you trust the most, your own flesh and blood, your identical twin brother, and your older brother who holds your hand as your manager. For over 20 years, the world looked at PSquare as the ultimate symbol of brotherhood. They dominated African music, sold out stadiums across the globe, and made enough money to last generations. But behind the flashy music videos, the luxury cars, and the synchronized dance steps, a massive dark secret was brewing. A secret that will completely shatter Africa's greatest music group forever. What if I told you that the people Peter Okoye trusted with his whole life were allegedly plotting his financial downfall behind his back? What if the twin brother he shared a womb with, Paul, and their manager brother Jude had created a secret trap that slowly drained Peter's hard work for decades? Right now as we speak, the unbreakable bond of PSquare is dead. And it is not just dead, it exploded into multi-billion-naira courtroom war involving the EFCC, hidden bank accounts, and allegations of massive royalty fraud. Peter Okoye has officially stood in a federal high court to testify against his own brother. He has released multi-part video series crying out about a deep, painful family betrayal. Honestly, watching these videos, God, I'm really pained, and I'm very disappointed at his two brothers. He stated online, love doesn't manipulate, loyalty doesn't betray, and family doesn't steal from you. How did Africans' most celebrated twins end up treating each other like bitter enemies? How did Peter discover that he was allegedly being cheated out of millions of dollars in music royalties? And why did his own brother Paul choose to stand firmly with Jude, leaving Peter completely isolated? Grab your popcorn and sit tight. In this video, we are breaking down the entire raw, unfiltered stories. We will uncover exactly how Peter Okoye was pushed to the wall and how he discovered the secret companies, the details of the ongoing 1.38 billion naira fraud case, and the ultimate betrayal that ended PSquare forever. To truly understand how deep this betrayal cuts, we have to travel back to the beginning. Before the fame, before the private jets, Peter and Paul were just two young, determined twin brothers from Jos, Nigeria, who loved to sing and dance. Peter was always the ultimate entertainer. He was the dancer, the visionary, and the one who took the massive risk. In fact, Peter recently revealed a detail that many fans never knew. He was the one who actually packed up and came to Lagos first. He paid for their very first house in Lagos out of his own pocket. At that time, they had nothing. No TV, no comfort. Peter recalls that things were so tough at the start that even Paul and Jude ran away temporarily, but he stood back and fought for the dream. Eventually, PSquare broke through. Their 2003 debut album shook the nation. Songs like Get Squared and Game Over became the soundtrack of African pop culture. They were unstoppable. But a music group needs a manager. And who else would you trust to manage your millions? Then comes Jude Okoye. Because they were family, Peter and Paul didn't treat their music business like a cold corporate entity. They operated on absolute blind trust. Jude became their manager, handling the contracts, the bookings, and most importantly, the bank accounts. The rule was supposed to be simple. PSquare is a partnership. Peter and Paul perform, Jude manages, and the rewards are shared fairly. But honestly, what I don't understand is, why is Jude collecting the same percentage as Peter and Paul? Because he's just a manager now. When did managers start collecting equal? Imagine Peter and Paul, they are the one in charge of the singing, they are the one performing, they are the one dancing. All Jude does is manage. They are the one doing most of the work, and he's collecting the same percentage as them. For years, Peter believed this was exactly what was happening. He thought that whenever PSquare made $1, it was split as agreed among brothers, because they all agreed that okay, we'll all be doing equal, and that was what it felt like has been happening. He thought that their older brother Jude was protecting them. But as the money grew from millions to naira to billions of naira, the dynamics silently changed. Blind trust became a perfect cover for absolute control. Peter was focused on the stage, the dance routines, and the music. He never knew that while he was sweating under stadium lights, the paperwork behind the scenes was slowly writing him out of his own empire. The first major public crash happened in 2017. Fans woke up to the shocking news that PSquare had broken up. Back then, rumors flew everywhere. Some blamed their wives, But the real reason was much darker. It was about the money, the control, and a severe lack of respect. Peter started noticing that he was being sidelined. He felt that his inputs, his talent, and his ideas were constantly being disrespected and marginalized by Paul and Jude. But the breaking point came much later when Peter decided to look into the financial books. Imagine working for a company for over 15 years only to find out that the company backend is structured to keep you in the dark. PSquare's main management entity was a company called Northside Entertainment Limited. This company was meant to handle their group business, and Jude was heavily in control of it. But in late 2022, Peter stumbled upon a discovery that felt like a dagger straight to his heart. He discovered a completely separate company registered under the name Northside Music Limited. Notice the subtle difference. One is Northside Entertainment. I hope you guys can remember. One is Northside Entertainment and the other side is Northside Music. When Peter investigated the secret company through the Corporate Affairs Commission, he found out that neither he nor his twin brother Paul were listed as directors or owners. Instead, the secret company was owned by Jude Okoye and his wife. Jude Okoye on the paperwork, his wife is the director and Jude Okoye is also a director. Then they have two others, but the two others were not stated. Which means either he was able to get their signature, but they were not aware of it because who are the two others? Which means the two others are still Paul and Peter. But it gets worse. Peter allegedly discovered that for years, millions of dollars in PSquare global music royalties, money generated from hits they recorded way back since 2007, were not going into the joint group accounts. Instead, Jude allegedly diverted those massive royalty payments straight into this secret company account, Northside Music, where Jude and his wife had full control. Peter realized that he had been completely blocked from seeing the royalty records. He was excluded from major financial decisions. He felt completely blindfolded. In Peter's own words, during his recent public revelations, he felt deep financial betrayal. He realized that his older brother, the manager he looked up to, had allegedly cloned their business name just to steal money away from him without his consent. When Peter made this discovery, he didn't just sit back and cry. He decided to fight for his own sweat. In 2024, Peter took a radical step that changed the family dynamic forever. He wrote a formal petition to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC. Now, Peter made it clear that his original petition wasn't meant to throw his twin brother Paul into trouble. His petition was to target Northside Music. He needed them to investigate Northside Music and Jude's financial irregularities. But when EFCC began digging into the bank account, what they found blew the lid off the entire operation. According to Peter's recent explosive statement, the EFCC investigation uncovered large-scale transfer of money out of PSquare original accounts. But where the money was going, Peter says that the funds were being transferred into the personal bank account of Jude and his twin brother Paul. While Paul and Jude were allegedly receiving a huge sum of money, Peter was getting significantly less, completely violating their brotherly agreement to share all PSquare earnings equally. It didn't stop there. Peter dropped another bombshell. He claimed that the anti-graft agency traced and discovered two luxury mansions built very close to each other. And guess who owns those two mansions? Jude and Paul. Peter allegedly says these properties were bought with PSquare funds, and he states that they have been flagged as part of legal fallout. This financial divide explains why Paul firmly took Jude's side. When EFCC invited Jude for questioning and froze his account, Paul didn't stand with his twin brother Peter. Instead, Paul publicly attacked Peter, accusing him of ruining the family and locking up their older brother. Paul even went to Federal High Court in Lagos to show open solidarity for Jude, promising the press that he would do everything to support him. Imagine you betraying your own twin. Like your own twin, Honestly, like, it does not even make any sense. This brings us to a huge realization about their famous 2021 reunion. Remember when PSquare reunited and hugged on stage, making millions of fans weep with joy? Peter has now come out to expose that reunion as a complete sham. He said that reunion was a fake reunion. I never wanted PSquare back. All I wanted was for us to come back as family. Peter admitted that he felt used and stupid because while he was genuinely trying to fix their broken brotherhood, Paul and Jude were allegedly just using the reunion as a quick business move to exploit the brand while continuing the marginalization behind the curtain. The battle quickly shifted from social media straight into the temple of justice. The EFCC officially dragged Jude Okoye and his company, Northside Music Limited, to the Federal High Court in Lagos. Jude was arraigned on a severe 7-count charge bordering to the tune of staggering 1.38 billion naira, $1 million, and over 34,000 pounds. Imagine somebody doing this thing. Like, you are just a manager, you are not even dancing. At this point, I just feel like Jude should just enter studio, because I don't know why he and his wife are the directors to the other secret account that they opened. I don't understand what Jude is doing. Is it that Jude has been singing that we don't know about? Because the only people I can remember singing is just Peter and Paul. I don't understand one thing. If Jude wants to prove a point, I just feel like Jude and his wife should enter studio. They should just go and drop one hit for us. They should tear 1 or 2 steps for us. Because number one, I don't know why you are collecting the same shares with your brother when you are not even doing anything. The only thing you are doing is managing. And he was never the one even managing them at first. They had one other manager and their mom managed them for like 8 years or so before they now finally gave it to Jude that, okay, we are come and manage us. And Jude was never the one that brought Peter and Paul to Lagos. Instead, Peter was the one that brought Jude to Lagos. Like, they've been betraying Peter, no be today, They don't betray that boy, no be today. When they didn't have TV, they ran away, but they still came back to him at the end of the day. And funny thing is, Peter Okoye courageously stepped into the courtroom as the prosecution first witness. Under oath, he narrated the entire painful story to Justice Alexander Owoeye, explaining how his own blood relative secretly registered entities to divert their hard-earned global royalties. Now, how does Jude respond to all of this? Jude has fiercely denied all charges, pleading not guilty in court. He released his own video series titled Debunking the Lies, where he claimed that Peter's allegations are completely false and full of half-truths. Jude insists that all payment due to Peter were sent directly to him and that EFCC has already cleared him of specific fraud amount due to a lack of physical evidence. Jude even posted on his social media saying, "I hand over everything to God. He will be in my prayers," accusing Peter of using social media to emotionally blackmail the family while avoiding court dates. But the legal war has gotten even uglier. Peter recently revealed that Jude and Paul didn't just stop at defending themselves. They actually served him a legal letter trying to legally ban him from performing any PSquare song solo. Peter was devastated. He expressed how deeply it hurt him that his brothers, who allegedly took his own money, were now trying to stop him from singing the very songs he labored to build. Like, just imagine that. Because of this constant, heavy toxicity, Peter Okoye made a final heartbreaking decision. He has officially disowned the Bloodbound. He even changed his birthday date because he doesn't even want anything to do with them again. He openly declared on his social media that as far as he is concerned, they are no longer family. He wrote, "Family is blood related, but real family is loyalty. Family that steals and breaks you isn't a family at all." Honestly, like, there's no even lie there. For Peter, his sanity, his mental health, and his peace of mind are worth more than a toxic family name. The tragic downfall of PSquare is a powerful lesson to everyone watching. It shows that sometimes the people who can hurt you the deepest are not strangers from the outside. They can be the very people who sit at your dinner table sharing your last name. Peter Okoye spent over 20 years enduring pain, manipulation, and financial secrecy just to keep the peace and protect a global brand. But when he chose his mental health and stood up for his rights, his brothers turned their backs against him. As the court battles continue toward a final judgment, one thing is completely clear: the iconic duo PSquare is gone forever, buried under a mountain of greed, betrayal, and broken trust. Peter is choosing his healing, Paul is focusing on his solo part, and Jude is fighting to stay out of prison. What do you think about this massive family war? Do you think Peter did the right thing by taking his twin brother and older brother to the EFCC and the courts? Or do you think family matters should never be dragged into public, no matter the amount of money involved? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more deep dive entertainment breakdown. See you in the next video. Bye guys.